It is time to expand minds through movies, TV, sports, and flicks. It is time to boldly go where no podcast has gone before. It is time for the Captain Talks Flicks.
The Captain Talk Flicks.
Welcome to the Captain Talks Flicks podcast. I'm your host, Captain Cortez, aka Mr. Love, and this is where we talk flicks. And ladies and gentlemen, I just got back from outer space. Did I? Maybe. Yeah, kinda. I got to go back to the world of Star Trek. Starfleet Academy, to be exact. I'm gonna get into the first couple things. I want to give a big shout out to East Lansing, Michigan. Got some plays in East Lansing this past week. Gracias, gratitude, todo bra. In East Lansing, I just drove through there this morning. I was driving through town, seeing the sights, to go visit some businesses over there. Your city is absolutely magnificent. Been the food places over there, been the basketball games, the museum that was a Batman for Superman. Love the area. I'm in the Lansing area, very close by. I'm in your area all the time. There's some peeps over there, so thanks for listening. I appreciate it. And additionally, this episode is brought to you by the song called Victors by King Cortez, me, and Queen Cortez, my lady. We did a track called Victors. It's about victory in sports or over obstacles. It's just about being successful and being victorious. So if you hear the track, I'll put it below. Check it out. Now, let's get on the podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, I went back to Starfleet Academy to continue my training in how to be a Starfleet officer, learning the tricks of the trade of how to proceed in Starfleet. Yeah, so this week's episode was absolutely phenomenal. As usual, I think this show is magnificent. I know there's a little bit of haters out there talking mess about it, but take it from Jonathan Frakes. Jonathan Frakes says this is magnificent, and he's hardcore Trek. He was William T. Riker. He directed First Contact. He knows his stuff. If he says it's solid, I say it's solid. It is solid. Embrace it. So anyways, phenomenal episode, as usual, and I'm going to get into a couple things from the episode I found very interesting. Now, in this episode, spoiler, there is a threat so big. Again, as usual, there's always a threat. All types of threats all the time. This is how Star Trek works. But a big threat that could basically destroy and disrupt the Federation all over again. It's like it happens all the time, and the crew has to save the day. It's a staple of Star Trek. So this is going down. They got to figure this out. But at the same time, while this is going down, Caleb finally figures out where his mother is at. And he goes with his other cadets to find his mother. He travels through time and space and finds her, yes. And in that emotional moment, when he finally finds his mother, after she'd been taken from him when he was a young man, it is a very emotional moment, okay? If anyone has lost a parent or someone they care deeply about, you know what we're talking about. You know what's happening. You know what's going down. You know how this works. To lose someone that you deeply, deeply care about is tremendously hard on an individual's mentality. A lot of times it can be very difficult to handle. As someone that lost someone very close to me, I love to talk about it all the time, I know that feeling that Caleb felt in that show when he reunited with his mom, right? In fact, that lady in the show kind of looks like my own mom, slightly a little bit. She reminded my own mom a lot, and I could feel that energy. And to see him reunited with her was phenomenal. Now, one other thing too, right? They kind of walked a seedy kind of life because they had to. And, now Caleb is part of Starfleet. He's a hardcore Starfleet, cadets. And, his mom seems slightly, not comfortable with, the company that he keeps. Totally understand that. If you're from a certain world or space and then, your son is from a different space or went to a different space, doesn't matter, what the space is. It can be that kind of thing going on there. Like I say in this podcast all the time, the world is made of groups. It's all about it. The world is made of groups, right? And tons of groups kind of battling each other, ideology, and even physically. Right now, as I speak, there's a war going on in the world with many groups of people battling each other, not just with words, but with kinetic, physical actions, right? This is happening right now. You guys out there, be safe, peace. I've seen what's going down. Some spaces that have not been touched by war in a long, long time are getting touched by it. It's getting very chaotic out there, right? And they're going to lose people they care about. And this is tremendously, tremendously tough. And we've seen it all in Starfleet Academy. I mean, this is real, bro. It happens. And unfortunately, we're in a state of the world right now where it's starting to happen a little bit more than the norm. So, war, what's it good for? Yeah, it's true. because real humans are really losing lives out there. And we see here where, someone was taken away from him, he was able to reunite, but a lot of us cannot reunite, right? And so like in this show, just in general, not this episode in general, it does show how, humans and other species are dealing with loss. Loss is tough. Physical loss, or loss of something, loss of whatever, just losing can be super hard. Now, as a 50-year-old dude, I've lost a lot of times. Like, let's be real, in many different ways you can think of. When I was younger, I lost everything. Virtually almost everything. And I had to rebuild and start again. And it was super tough. And I've lost people I care about deeply. I've known for a long period of time. I've lost jobs. I've lost, just you name it, I've lost it. And it doesn't feel good. Let's be real about it. It just loss in general can be tough to handle. And the ultimate loss is a loss of someone you deeply, deeply care about. And fortunately, in this episode, Kayla reunites. It should be interesting to see what happens after this. But I would say overall, this particular show is dealing with, people with different belief systems, ideologies, and they're just coming to conflict in that, right? The Nuss, whatever his name is, the playback Paul Giamatti, sees the world in a different way than Starfleet does, and they're at odds. There's tension there. And you see kinetic action taking place there. In the real world, happens all the time, from the micro to the macro. I've talked about it a lot of times. It's just groups battling each other, right? For their ideology, for material, for space, for items, right? But as the old saying goes, you can't take it with you. For all you accumulate on planet Earth, I'm sure in Star Trek as well, you can have all the possessions, all the money, all this and that. But when you die, bro, you can't take none of it with you at all. So what's all for, right? I don't know. I don't have all the answers. I'm just a podcaster, bro. But this particular show has shown in-depth loss at a very close space, right in your face, right? And it is definitely difficult. And I hope that you don't experience a lot of loss for a long time. And if you do, you're able to navigate well. A buddy of mine that I rap with regularly, had tremendous loss at a very young age. And I talk to him regularly, and I really feel deeply for this young man. I have a lady I consider sister, and she suffered the same kind of loss. It is tough. When she's bounced back, and my homie's bouncing back, that doesn't hurt, but you can bounce back. What's the saying? You fall 6 times, get up 7 times, however that goes. Yeah, this is the nature of life, unfortunately. And I know as you navigate these experiences, it's going to seem like your world's collapsing. And it's tough and it's over. In fact, just last year, I kind of relive those emotions as well. I'm not immune from it. What does Q say? Q says that I think in all good things, he's like, the trial never ended, Picard, right? He tells him flat out because it's true to life. But Q says it all, right? It never ends. It does. I like to tell you that once this happens or this happens, you'll be good. And you will for a time. But there's always something comes up. It's kind of just be able to appreciate the highs and just navigate the lows as best you can. And this has been an ongoing lesson from all different things I've read and learned over the last, 30 years, right? And to be clear, I'm just some wise, super smart guru. I have no degrees. I have an associate's degree. That's it. I got a radio DJ degree, kinda, and that's it. I just read a lot of books and observe life. And this may or may not be true, but this is my 2 cents about a 50-year-old dude. I'm like half a century old. And if I'm blessed to have another 50 years on planet Earth, who knows what it's going to look like? But there'll be many exploration of the human experience, just like in Star Trek. And I hope that your exploration of the human experience is a full, fulfilling journey. Captain Kirk also says this, risk is our business. Take risk, healthy risk, right? Everything you could ever want to know about the world other than the Bible and religious texts is in Star Trek. Next to that, obviously I'm put in the same space, but Star Trek has done a really good job of exploring the human experience like no other franchise has done. Now, also additionally, it looks like production on certain things are coming to an end, and there may be a dry spell or a dry period of minimal Trek, or just nothing being produced right now, which is very unfortunate. We'll see what happens. There's been a lot of changes with the companies and all that, but know this, even if there's a break, Trek will be back, because Trek is too good to stop for long. So maybe after these shows conclude, there may be a break, but there's still plenty of shows from the past that you can watch and learn from. But I hope it's not over, and I think it's not. I saw that right there. I don't think so. There will be more Trek guarantee. They can't stop this. They can't stop us. We will live long and prosper. And so with this, I close the podcast. I appreciate you guys listening. And until next time, we'll see you. Live long and prosper. Spock. Till next time, it's Captain Peace.
The Captain Talks.